Hello and welcome to another update on the Ukraine war. In this one we'll be covering the Luhansk and Donetsk fronts, specifically around Bakhmut and Soledar, as there's been a lot of geolocations in the past 12 hours. Starting out in the Donetsk front, the Russian forces continue their attacks in the direction of Marinka, and they are also starting attacks against Pobjeda in hopes of bypassing the defenses of Marinka from the south. Further north in the direction of Fermomayske and south of Avdiivka, the Russian forces continue their attacks, trying to gain more ground in these areas, as the Ukrainians have a forward position of some trenches and so on in this southern area of Avdiivka, and the Russians are trying to get control over this area. Further north in the direction of Bakhmut, we see that the Russian forces are continuing their attacks in the direction of Klishchivka, and specifically mentioned is a fight against this fortified direction in the direction of the west of Klishchivka, where the Ukrainians have another trench network here to the west of Klishchivka, and they are also attacking Klishchivka itself. As for the Bakhmut area itself, we see that the Russian forces are continuing their attacks to the north, to the south of Bakhmut, as well as the southeast of Bakhmut, as they try to advance further in the direction of Opytne, and they're also attacking to the east of Bakhmut. As for the Pitorodne and Krasnogora area, we see that the Russian forces have actually managed to enter Pitorodne, and this is coupled with Ukrainian forces actually leaving the Pitorodne area, as we can see in this video. This video has been geolocated to be in the road between Pitorodne and Bakhmut, and as we can see here, there are soldiers falling back, and these are troops of the 57th Motorized Brigade, and they are withdrawing towards Bakhmut itself, and it was geolocated to be in this area specifically, where I've marked it on the map. As for the Krasnogora area, the fighting is purely to keep the Ukrainians here so that the Russians can capture Pitorodne and focus their forces on Soledar, which has had the most significant development over the past 48 hours. So first of all, we have seen this video here in the salt mines. As we can see in this video here, there is this Wagner soldier who has sent this video to War Gonzo, and he's shown video evidence of him being within Soledar, and it was geolocated to be by the salt mines, and specifically in this area on the map right here. And it is reported that the Russian forces have managed to capture about this much of the salt area. As for further north, we have seen both a video of fighting in the direction of the north of Soledar, as well as Ukrainian troops coming from the north towards this location. This is the video of Ukrainian forces fighting within the north of Soledar. These soldiers aren't specifically fighting, but if we turn on the volume, we can hear that there's ongoing fighting within the city. And at the same time, there is this video here. As for the forces moving in the direction of Soledar, we see here they were moving into Soledar in the direction of the north and down this road here. And the fighting was occurring in this area here. And then finally, we see this final geolocation of Ukrainian troops actually moving out of Soledar. And this was multiple armored vehicles as well as a lot of soldiers. And we can see that there was a bus stop here to the left and one to the right, and they were blue, and this was geolocated here, which is the main road out of Soledar. So we have seen, we can see the blue bus stops here, and everything else aligns. So we can see that the Ukrainian forces are most likely giving up on Soledar and pulling out of it, as we can see that there's a video evidence of Ukrainian troops leaving the city, as well as fighting ongoing within the very center of Soledar. And the fighting in the direction of Yakovlivka to the north is also ongoing. As for the Luhansk front, we see that the fighting is ongoing in the direction of Makiivka, as well as Stelmihivka and Novoselivske, as the Ukrainian forces are trying to cut into the highway, as well as the Russian forces trying to create the buffer zone between the Ukrainian positions and the Russian positions by cutting this river into two. And the same with Makiivka, where the Russians are trying to push the Ukrainians back to the river. That's all for this update. Thank you all for watching and have a great day.